Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel. This is day 72 of the 100-day challenge, and this is more an organizational video than a outright crafting thing. Now, I just replied to some comments on previous videos, and someone very gently reminded me about staying in frame, so I'm cognizant of that. I also, as I was positioning my camera, realized that what I thought was a very secure and infallible system that my husband had rigged up for this gooseneck, in fact, was ready to collapse. So let's hope that there's nothing untoward that happens now. Okay, so I have a lot of ribbon, and in case you missed it, and whatever day it was, I did a 100-day project video on ribbon. But so a variety of spools. So this is a big spool with not very much on it. 3 yards. Like, what is the need for a spool this size? This one, 3 yards. You know, most of these, 9 feet. So really small quantities of ribbon, but yet they take up a lot of space. And then I also have things like this that are kind of an unholy mess. So what I did when I was in the garage the other day, I found a purchase that I had made years ago at a garage sale. And it was essentially a box full of bags of these wooden clothespins, like so. So this has a Zeller's tag on it, $2. So Zeller's hasn't existed in Canada for a great number of years already. And I think I paid $1 for, now is it 4 bags like this or 5? So I have a lot of these. So what I did, as I was encountering some scrap pieces of lace, is I began winding them on these things and essentially pretending these are bobbins. I have a vivid imagination. So here's another one. Even this is probably 3 inches. Actually, a little over 3 inches. So it worked. It worked fairly well, I would say, on lace, where there were 2 different widths. Of course, I'm going to make my pegs go even further. So that's how that looks. I just talked about this in a thrift haul video that you haven't seen yet. And I thought, well, it's only 3 yards. Why don't I wrap it on here? And it's fine. So I'll show you what I do. Now this one, I really pressed my luck on. You can see that this is kind of a little fat thing here. And because of the shape of these things, sometimes it's a bit of a trick keeping them on there. But I gathered up a few of these samples because I wanted to show you. Oh, and I also just thrifted this box. So I'm thinking that this could be a way to display them, since typically I don't want to take covers off boxes because then I forget what I have. So that could work there, that way. And again, from this sort of a look, I can see that it's lace. So it's a matter of pulling it out and having a better look at the color and the width and so on. So I will leave that there. And I'll just put these guys, well, that guy wants to tip over because he's top heavy, like so many of us. So let's just try something else and see how well it works or does. Well, I'll start with an easy one. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to be able to throw these spools away. Now, someone out there might be saying, oh, but you could do such and such with it. Well, perhaps, but I can't do everything. So at first I was putting them through this little slot, and now I just think it makes more sense just to essentially tape it to the spool, and then just begin winding. Now if you want the little thing, you know, if you want it fairly even, then you would stagger it a bit. And then it reaches a point where you want to work your way back. It is not perfect. Let me set that record straight right off the bat. It is not perfect, but I'm thinking that if I can save see, that happens sometimes. If I can save a whole bunch of space in a drawer, then that will make me happy. And again, because, you know, kind of overlapping, as long as you don't let go in the meantime and have it unroll like that just did, it works oh my God, it works reasonably well. And this was one of the easy ones. The other nice thing about having ribbon stored this way is that, you know, presumably if it has any creases in it, which sometimes if we just buy, you know, loose pieces in a grab bag or whatever, there can be creases in them. This may be sufficient to get the let's try another one. Let's try this narrow one. There used to be a kind of a tongue-in-cheek expression back in the day. Oh, I just washed my hands and I can't do a thing with them. Well, that's how I'm feeling today. Maybe this was the wrong kind of a project to show you. So I will try, okay, this is like a quarter, well, a little wider than 1/4 inch. I want to successfully get one of these on a thing because otherwise you'll think I'm making this up. I don't know how well the cord will work, to be honest, but there really isn't much on here. There's just a few rounds. So again, that gives me the chance to throw out the spool. And just off camera here, I also have some paper twist. Now that I might just, I was going to try this, but I probably won't bother. It's pretty wide, and these things don't actually take up that much space because they're kind of flat and skinny, so maybe I won't bother with that. I will try the eyelash trim and the and that green cord just for the heck of it. I hope that you are well. I hope that you're crafting your little hearts out. Oops, sorry. I hope that the weather is good wherever you are and however you define good. It is cloudy here today, and I haven't been outside, but my husband says it's cold. So I don't know what's up with this weather. Beginning of May, it was plus 30 something. Everybody had to uncover their air conditioners and start them a little earlier than normal, like 5 or 6 weeks earlier. And then it got cold, and one night I ignored the frost warning, and it had killed my cucumbers. Anyway, this is probably boring as can be, so maybe I didn't think there was, oh, there's a lot more to go. So I'm just going to set this aside. You don't need to watch me do that whole thing. Let's try the cord on another one. Now, I don't know how readily available these clothes pegs are, but I guess if you have some or find some, it might be an option for you as well to make some room in your ribbon, wherever you store your ribbon. Another thing I haven't done yet, because there don't seem to be enough hours in the day, is that was the sound of that hitting the garbage, is a fabric covered box that has a spindle inside and slots, and I intended to put however many rolls of ribbon I could in there and have the ends coming out the slot as another way of using. Actually, this is working quite nicely. It's almost like putting your garden hose on the reel. If you lay all the pieces side by side, it goes a lot, it stays a lot neater and makes a smaller roll than when you don't do it with that degree of care. I hope you can't hear my washing machine going. I do have the door to my studio closed. That is the universal signal for taping, do not enter. I honestly don't know how people with children manage to get things done. Mind you, I guess we've also seen those videos where kids are talking to their parents and parents are talking to their kids. So, okay, looky. I have been using a stick pin to hold things together, and I think I will here as well. Now this one is a bit trickier in that it will fray, but I've caught enough of it. You see how beautiful that is? Okay, whoops, let's do an eyelash trim and see if that works. This is so beat up that, of course, I bought it secondhand, so I think I'll just get it off here first. Oh, and it's got these really long hairs on it. And I guess the good thing about something like this is that it's got, a color family happening there. But it isn't. What can I say? It's kind of messy looking. This is, I Don't know if I'll try that big wired gold one on there or not, but just about have this beat also. And of course, this is one of those mindless jobs that I don't think a pin will work, so I will take this one. Is that the end? That is the end. Don't know how well tape will stick to this hairy little mess either. Okay, these should be fine. There's not that much there. Another thing I found in the ribbon drawer, and I obviously just picked it up, and then I noticed that it appears like it's two separate things here, and each end is taped. So I thought, well, okay, let me snip the thread. Oh, I should also say that if there's something like this that is kind of out of the ordinary, maybe someday I'll show you. I now have a bin where I throw all the miscellaneous things in that I believe would make good journal closures. So that's where I intend to put this one. But I just thought I'd show you this. Oh. So yeah, somebody must have spent a little bit of time. So actually, this is like, it is just something that somebody braided using 3 different colors of cord. Again, you know, what's old is new again. So yes, I will put this in that little bin that I have for journal closures. And of course, somebody taped the end so it doesn't unravel. Dare I try, well, no, let's try the wide one just to see if this is, whoops, they're falling like fly. Okay, 2 3/8. And again, this was only 3 yards, and there's probably some missing, so hopefully it won't get too bulky. I don't know why this seems like... Why does it seem like I'm doing this with somebody else's hands? I do have osteoarthritis, and the other day, or those 2 days when we got some rain, holy cow, did every joint in my body hurt. You know, places you don't even think of. So we'll see. This might be not a good choice for something this wide. But again, all I've wasted is a bit of time. But if it does work, then I've also freed up a lot of space in my ribbon drawer. don't have much to grip here at the end. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm throwing that out. For a while there, every time I emptied a spool, I was keeping it. And then I'm thinking, okay, you've got 300 things that you want to do already. Are you likely to even ever get to that? So I'm getting a little, whoops. I'm getting a little more realistic, honest, and brutal about what I see. This, well, I'll keep going because I'm almost done, but I guess the only thing that's going to be holding this on here is the fact that it's taped to the spool, to the peg. Get that tape off there. Can't get it off my finger. Add a stick pin. Kind of have to be careful how you do that too, so as not to accidentally poke yourself if you can help it. Now, of course, if this box was full, they would help each other stand up. Okay, I am going to stop there. And again, don't know if this is something that you would like to try or not, but I think that for me, it's going to meet my need to free up some space. And of course, once the person has these rolled, it would also, the next step that I would probably undertake is to sort of sort them by colors. So if I can fill a little box like this with lace, then that makes more sense than an odd lot like this, and put all maybe reds and pinks together. And anyway, that is it for today. Thanks guys for joining me, and we will be back again tomorrow with some other craft, organizational tip, life philosophy, weather report, or all of the above. Thanks. Oh, let me just do my little commercial, because of course it's a never-ending quest for building my subscriber list, encouraging those of you who are subscribing and viewing to give me a thumbs up, to write a comment, and yeah, it's just a pleasure to be able to interact with you through that method, no matter where in the world you or I are located. So I would appreciate that, and we shall see you again tomorrow. Bye.